giving AWP any views for their channel. I'm trying to figure out something real quick. Uh, but I watched Ryan Upchurch's video where he did a reaction to. Actually, I did a live reaction to that. Like, there's a sound reaction live to Ryan Upchurch's new video, and like the first part of Ryan Upchurch's where he went down the rabbit hole with Kiely Rodni was just fucking stupid. Anybody that believes anything he said when he was talking about Kiely Rodni at first was your. If you believe that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But I sit and watched his new video and reacted with you guys. And yeah, this Nick guy from AWP is full of shit. So let's listen to this because I'm sure they're gonna freaking, yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let's listen.
Good. Good.
There were some things that Ryan didn't catch that I caught that I want to talk about, so that's why we're listening the sound reaction to this. So here we go.
Where's Cam A? Right there?
No, that's Cam A.
Alright. Cam A.
Right to the card. Yes. Alright, we're gonna fix it.
Oh.
Good. Any contact?
Come on, get fucking to it.
Go.
Go.
Good.
Alright. Ready? So we just come out of Best Buy, right?
That whole to the camera people, you guys all think Doug's this great guy. No, he's a fucking asshole. Doug from AWP is a fucking asshole. Come on. Come on. To his camera crew. Yeah, everybody likes this guy. He's not a good guy.
Here in Reno, Nevada. And Nick, a longtime supporter and fan of ours. Thanks, Nick, for coming up to us. I appreciate it. Nick has some information that could...
This ain't some fucking information. This is some bullshit that Nick's about to tell you.
Okay. Okay. Loud truck. Loud truck. Okay. No more loud truck. 2, 1, sing. So we just got out of Best Buy after picking up
Fucking
some supplies
asshole.
here in Reno, Nevada. We're on our way to work the Kiely Rodni case just down the street in Truckee, California. And Nick, a longtime supporter, fan of ours, appreciate you for coming up to us, possibly has some information in regards to the Kiely Rodni case. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you may have run into?
So my name is Nick. I work at an emergency roadside assistance program. I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery.
So I've seen a lot of people say he works for the AAA trucking service. He doesn't say that. He never said that.
Call. So pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on. But
yeah, just let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake.
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Crosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
And you said you responded to a vehicle, and you in hindsight realized it may have been this vehicle. What kind of vehicle was it that you responded to?
It was a gray, like a lightish gray Honda 4-door sedan.
Okay. All right.
Or SUV, I'm sorry.
SUV.
This guy is a tow truck driver, which means he probably knows his vehicles. So he's already fucked up once. Like, this is his first fuck up. Like, he just named 2 different vehicles, and he should have knew what vehicle. He's making up a story.
And go ahead and describe what happened.
So when I first go there, I usually do tests on the vehicle to see what's going on. At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that everything was working great on the vehicle. Come to find out later, once I approached the vehicle and went inside, that the vehicle was in neutral. At the time, I thought that was kind of awkward that you can find out or realize that something like that could have been the case for why the vehicle wasn't starting. So I simply put it into park, started up the vehicle, everything was fine. At that point in time, I did notice that like
What? Okay. That they called you so you could put the car in park, so you could start it up. Not because the battery was dead. That makes no fucking sense.
the female, which is Kiely, I realized after, she was very hesitant and very skeptical
You didn't realize it was Kiely. You assumed it was Kiely. But you're making up a story, so keep going.
on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of how do you put on your seatbelt correctly, and like
Nobody fucking would. This is her vehicle. Okay? You got to imagine. This is your personal vehicle. So this is Kylie's personal vehicle. Why the fuck would she ask how to put the seatbelt on? That makes zero fucking sense unless it wasn't Kiely. He's saying it's Kiely, but it makes zero fucking sense if the person doesn't know how to put their seatbelt on. So it has to not be Kiely, because why the fuck would she ask how to put the seatbelt on if it's her vehicle? Everybody knows how to put the seatbelt on in their own vehicle.
okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to like her actual belt. Like, okay, that in my eyes that was very awkward. I deal with things that are kind of
No, when you're making up a story, it's fucking awkward.
awkward. So I was like, all right, it's just another day on the job.
Yeah.
After that, she was stating on how she was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started.
So this is the next morning, apparently. But you're gonna find out he doesn't know if it's the next morning or the day before. But throughout this, it's been said the next morning. This is when this happened. She couldn't have been at Boca if she was at Prosser also. He just said this. They've been there all night at Boca, not Prosser, at Boca. This guy doesn't make any fucking sense.
Due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. She was wearing a sweatshirt, so it looked like she has been there for quite a while.
What color was the sweatshirt?
It was a gray sweatshirt.
Gray sweatshirt.
Yeah. Also, she had a guy with her. He was.
Was it dark gray or?
All of a sudden, now there's a guy with her. So there was no guy with her, but all of a sudden now there's a guy with her. Okay.
Light gray.
It was light gray.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, there was a guy there that was with her at time being. He was wearing a flat top ball cap facing forwards, brown hair that's sticking out just a little bit on the sides. I didn't know. I assumed that this is her boyfriend. I mean, from
Maybe I'm just not remembering it, but I thought that this Nick guy in the previous AWP video said it was a San Francisco ball cap with the guy's hair hanging out the side and black. And he doesn't say that in this video. But I'm pretty sure in the original video he did say that, unless I'm just remembering incorrectly.
how they're interacting with each other. But it was kind of like they were both kind of at unease, is what it looked like for me. Like as if either they had a crazy night or a crazy day, or there's something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on.
So let me stop right there again. In hindsight, you're realizing all of this.
Yeah.
When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she?
Listen to this. So everybody's been saying that the Knicks guys from his original interview said it was the next morning. But listen to what he says right here.
Disappeared.
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she did.
Well, no fucking shit, dude. It's right after or right before. That leaves every second of every day. No shit. Right after or right before. No shit. No shit. Wow. So you don't have a clue what the fuck you're talking about, is what you're telling us. Okay, got it.
Disappeared. But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I.
So now it's around noonish. A minute ago was before or after. Now it's around noonish. Get your fucking story straight if you're gonna fucking lie and tell a story.
I got out to her,
Okay.
and at that point in time, once we finished everything, she did advise that she was going to be going home later in the day, and that she needed to grab some things, and she was going to.
Why the hell? So this guy that she has no fucking clue who he is, the tow truck driver that came out to put the car in park because it was in neutral. Later, I pick up some clothes, gotta go see Mary. We're gonna go over and have dinner at Bob's house. Sally's gonna come over later. We're gonna do some dress up and shit. Like, no, fuck no. Like, there's no way she would be telling this Nick guy any personal shit that's going on in her life. There's a guy with her, remember? That's who she would be talking to about shit like that. Not this Nick guy that's a fucking tow truck driver.
Be heading out, so I advised her that, hey, keep your vehicle running, and you can get home. But during that period of time,
why would you advise her to keep the fucking vehicle running? The battery didn't die. It didn't fucking go because it was in neutral. The battery didn't die. You even said the battery didn't die. The car was in neutral. You had to put it in park. That for some reason they couldn't start it because they thought the battery was dead, but it was actually in neutral is what the problem was. So there's no reason to keep the car running for any period of time because the battery was never dead in the first place. So you're just making this up as you go.
After the period, I told her that I was going to leave, and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system-wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone, and then that brought
Saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, I came in with my...
So Nick, or Doug, the AWP guy, is feeding him stuff now. Oh, you seen this on a flyer, right? Feeding him information right here so he can make the story sound better. But Doug's such a great guy, right, guys? Such a great guy.
My girlfriend, we went into a coffee shop, and it was a flyer, and I was just in awe.
Oh, now it's automatically a flyer. We went into the coffee shop. I seen this flyer because that's where Doug just pushed me over to, so I'd say this shit right.
I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me for a little bit because I'm like, that's the girl that I was working with. Granted, the pictures I saw, she wasn't wearing a ball cap. With me, she was wearing a ball cap, and it was a blue ball cap.
Oh, so the same color as the ball cap that you're wearing on your head right now, right, Nick? Okay.
Sorry about that. But then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything
You got in contact with a detective, not the police department, that was working the case. Some random detective. That doesn't make any fucking sense, Nick. You're not making any sense. How would you even know there was a detective involved in this? You would call the police and let them know what you know. But somehow you just knew there was a detective involved in this and you called that person. Yeah, your story's got lots of holes in it, Nick.
could, and then I saw you guys. I was like, all right, this is awesome. Like, let me go.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I'm gonna go make up a big ass story so that I can pee on a video and everybody can lead me to the right direction to say the right shit so that I get 5 minutes of fame.
Try to catch up to
Thanks
you.
for the intel. That's how everything that we do unfolds organically when we get into town, from our viewers, locals who understand what we're doing. They contribute to what we're doing from all different angles. Like this is massive. Whether this was the day before, the day of, or the day after, this is a massive revelation into possibly leading us into the right direction of possibly finding her. Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company? Was it her or the boyfriend or?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me. They go through.
Yeah, you just get digitally dispatched. So you don't have.
Yes, sir.
So when you were digitally dispatched, Did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call and nothing went through. It went
Nothing
straight to
went through.
voicemail.
Listen
Do
to
you
this.
know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead.
Her phone
and
was
so
dead.
So here's the thing. Think about this. So they called the tow truck driver's company with not her phone, because her phone was dead, right? That's what he just said. So they would have gave the boyfriend or the guy friend phone number, right? Because her phone's dead, right? So they would have gave this person's phone number, the boyfriend or the guy friend that was with her, would have gave that number, but that way the tow truck driver can call that number back, right? That makes perfect sense, right? But this Nick guy just said he called her number. How do you know it was her number? First of all, if her phone's dead, it should have been his number that they left with the tow truck company, not her number. But somehow he knows that he called her back. That's what he just said.
she used whatever guy, whoever this was, if it was her boyfriend, she used his phone. So that's how she did get in contact.
And what was, you mentioned?
And that's the number they would have left. His, not hers.
Like, she was asking funny questions and acting weird.
So, like, the most funny question, the one that stood out that I remember is about the seatbelt. I've never
What
came
about the seatbelt?
about how to buckle a seatbelt.
See, I call bullshit on the buckle the seatbelt thing. I mean, if you're going to make up a story, at least make up a story that
So,
kind of makes sense. Like, if it's my personal vehicle, I know how to fucking use the seatbelt. It's her personal vehicle, because you're saying it's Kiely. It's her personal vehicle. She knows how to use her fucking seatbelt. This Nick guy's just lying.
and granted, I at the time I didn't realize again that
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in the towing industry my whole life, so you see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and it's actually pretty normal.
Yeah.
You know,
So here you go. Here's Doug feeding him some more information to use. Pay attention. Doug fucking is feeding him information. Like, but all you guys think Doug's this good guy. He's not. It's all about making money for AWP. That's all it's about. It's not about finding people. It's about how much money can we make off these deaths. That's what it's about.
I can see why at the time it's just.
but she kept on going over that, like how do you like, you know, secure your seatbelt firmly and like do it correctly. And that's when I
When
was
she was asking this, was the guy that she was with right there too?
he was on the opposite side of the car.
So you could hear the conversation as well?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I did notice, and this is also something that I stated to the detective, that every single
The
time.
detective, not a cop. Some random detective that he just knows for a fact is involved in this case. Not the police department that he should have called because he found this. Just some random detective. Okay.
And the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side, and it was just like a back and forth, like a.
That makes no sense. So the guy would walk around, and then she'd go to the other side. He'd walk around. She'd come back to the other side. Where does that make any fucking sense? They were just sitting in the car together. So they weren't trying to get away from each other in the car. But now that they're out of the car, they don't want to be around each other. What? What the fuck?
Tag team, but it would say like one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then they would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always.
Why would you even be talking about the battery? You've already figured out that the car was in neutral. So it has nothing to do with the battery.
On one side, she was on the other. They were never close to each other.
It's really odd behavior.
Yeah,
To me.
unless she didn't like who she was with, or she was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that screams awkwardness. Someone being uncomfortable, and when in that scenario, if he was there with her, he should have been right next to her. If not, dealing with you the entire time, and
Exactly.
not her.
He didn't really speak that much, to be honest.
Did she seem high or intoxicated or
I try not to judge people at that point, so I try not to, like,
possibly?
I thought that maybe she was.
Okay, Doug fed him that information again. He's like, I try not to make assumptions. This is what the tow truck driver did. I try not to make assumptions. Let's go back just a little bit here.
She was uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah, that screams awkwardness. So,
Now listen, Doug's gonna feed him this information so that it sounds better for him to say, to make it better for this video, to make more money. Listen, Doug's gonna feed him the information for the third time in this video.
That's the scenario. If he was there with her, he should have been right next to her. If not, dealing with you the entire time. And
Exactly.
Not her.
He didn't really speak that much, to be honest.
Did she seem high or intoxicated?
Listen,
I try not to judge people.
see, I try. He says I try not to judge people, so he's not making any assumptions that she was drunk or high. None. No assumptions. But Doug's gonna feed it to him, and then he's gonna make an assumption. Listen.
That's why, so I try not to, like,
Possibly.
I thought that
Possibly. Now he's gonna make an assumption.
maybe she was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked
There you go. This guy says, I'm not going to make any assumptions. It's not who I am. I don't know if she was or not. Doug says, maybe was she a little high? Maybe. And then he makes an assumption. Doug's feeding him information to make this sound better so AWP gets more money for this video. But Doug's a good guy, according to most of you people. He's not.
stressed is what I could best describe as if you're going through a lot. So and I understand, some people go through things, but now looking back at it, now it raises suspicion to me, and I know the detective on, okay, what is actually going on? What
The detective, not the cops. You still haven't called the cops? Okay, got it.
did happen that day, and what was the reason for her being gone? So I think that's pretty relevant. That's why I tried to chase you guys down as soon as I saw you.
Can you show me on the map where you saw her?
Absolutely.
I'm going to bring Google up here.
Really quick, is your microphone on?
Sure is. Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, so we're here in Reno. Let's go down to Truckee. There's Prosser, there's Boca.
Yep. Okay.
Just drop a pin on the road exactly where you saw her.
Oh, hold on. Is that it? Hold on. No, this is a campground. No, that's not a campground. I'm sorry, I haven't looked from it.
Oh, no worries. Take your time. I know there's a campground on the other side.
No, it was on the right-hand side.
On the right side?
Yeah.
So that's going to be the northeast side. There it is.
So turnout. Your buddy has it on his phone now. We're at the right place, right? Boca, you come in. You follow this road down.
He's trying to figure out a place. Like, he was there with her. Shouldn't he automatically know where it's at? He's moving the map back and forth. You have to go watch the video. He's just trying to guess where it is now. This guy supposedly knows what happened, right? This guy seen Kiely, right?
Is that the turnout? No, that's not the turnout. I think that is the turnout right there. I have to verify. I had it pinpointed on his. That doesn't look familiar. Here, buddy.
Okay.
Put it down.
All right. This is good information.
To make it sound better. It's not good information. It's crap information for you to get more views on your damn fucking YouTube channel. And Doug's been feeding him information this whole fucking time.
Boca was on my radar already as one of our very next locations. And if you're talking about running into her the next day, she doesn't have a phone.
He doesn't know if it's the next day. He's already said before or after. So it could have been the day before the party. Did you not catch that, Doug? Because that's what he said.
She's at another campground. Her phone is dead. She's with somebody. That's
Stress, possibly.
Something's wrong, especially with the how to use a seatbelt. That's
No, the how to use the seatbelt thing never happened. He's just making that shit up. Nick's making that shit up.
extremely alarming. Was that a distress call, or was she just out of it because she had been drinking all night? She was at a party.
Yep.
All night long. We know we know due to accounts of other people who were at the party.
She was at a party. It had maybe 50 people, maybe less. Because the 300 people, that's been debunked. Like, there's no fucking pictures. It didn't fucking happen. There was no 300 people. It was like 30 or 50 or something. Maybe not even that many. Maybe 20, 30 people that were friends that were at the party. There wasn't 300. That's all bullshit. There would be videos, pictures, all kinds of shit from that party. And there was absolutely no pictures or videos that come out of this party. Except for like three pictures and one video, I think. From this whole party.
Who said that, she was highly intoxicated. So if this was the next day, she's going to appear to be hungover and so forth. So I don't know. There's a lot of things you can draw from that, but it's great information. And thank you for coming up to us. Thank you for watching everything we do.
So there you go. There's Nick telling you guys a bunch of lying bullshit, making up a story, and Doug helping feed the story to make it sound better. I think the Nick guy's full of shit, or the Nick guy knows more than he fucking is giving off and wanted to make it seem like, hey, this is the reason why my fingerprints are all over the car. Now, am I saying the Nick guy is involved? No, I'm not. But his story doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. So, one of two things happened here. One, he's involved, which I honestly don't think he is. Or two, he just wanted to be a part of AWP's video. That's what he did. He wanted to be a part of the video, so he just made up a fucking story, and Doug fed him some lines as they were making the story up to make sure they get more views for their YouTube channel. That's my opinion. Guys, comment below and tell me what you think, because I'm about to end the live. If you want to support my channel, you can do so by checking out the links in the description. My Facebook page is the best one to look at to help out with the channel. Bye, guys.